Junodrome. Hi friends, welcome back to another Pick a Card Tarot reading. My name is Juno and this is Junodrome Intuitive Arts. Today we're going to be doing a career reading. What do you need to know for your career, business ventures, money making, however you're making money? I'm going to get some messages for you. So take a look here. We have 3 different piles for you to choose from. Pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. You can either pause this video now or go to the description section and click on the extended card selection at the end of the movie. There is an extended card selection if you need more time to choose your pile. Otherwise, go ahead and pick which one is calling out to you, and in the description section, you can find a link to where in the video is your reading. I will catch you in your reading. See you there. Bye. All right, pile number 1, let's dive right in. What career messages do you need to know? You chose the card with this awesome little record player flower, and it says, listen for night sounds. Listening, I think, is going to be really important. So one prominent message coming for your career right now is to listen to those around you. I think that there's some advice in your work environment right now on how to move forward in a particularly good way, maybe from coworkers, maybe from partners, maybe from someone who's working in your field. I think listening to somebody else and listening to some advice coming from the outside is going to be very important for you in the upcoming moments in your career, because there's information to be gained by not necessarily seeking it out, but listening to the information that's around you already, right? Let's take a look at the cards here. So we've got 3 different cards. We've got the 2 of Pentacles. We've got friendship. Yeah, okay, that's exactly a part of what I'm feeling already. And we have the 7 of Swords. Interesting. Okay, so this is talking about your coworkers specifically, or your business partners, or those who you work with if you have an independent business, maybe even clients potentially. But I think that there's a really important piece here about listening to those relationship dynamics. And I think relationship dynamics in general are going to be very important in your career right now. And that's the most important message that wants to come through, is that there needs to be a focus on balancing your relationships and your work relationships. Because on the one hand, I think that you have a tendency to want to make a lot of friends with your coworkers, which is important, or those that you're working with, and you should have a pretty cordial relationship with it, right? But I think that there's a little bit of a warning here to not get too emotionally involved, maybe with some coworkers or in some work dynamics, because of that 7 of Swords that talks about deceit, but it also talks about how sometimes you don't want everybody to know everything about you, right? And so there's an importance in this career and money focus to not let everybody know everything, because you never know who's really like going to be good for you and who's not, right? And so I think that you're just being encouraged to be a little bit reserved, but to find balance, right? Because I do think it's important that you listen to others' advice and you do listen to your coworkers. And maybe that's a part of it too, is maybe there are some work dynamics going on in your career right now where if you were to listen and pay attention to what people are saying, or maybe like read between the lines on some of your dynamics in your work relationship right now, I think you'll start to see things on maybe a deeper level that is going to give you more insight into what's going on, right? I feel like there may be some kind of dynamic or situation where, ultimately I think it's like you don't want to get involved in other people's drama. I think that's kind of what I'm feeling here. And so like, yes, be cordial, yes, be friendly. You can even be friends with your coworkers, but be careful about getting roped into something that ends up putting you in a position where ultimately you're going to be uncomfortable in your work environment, right? Because remember, in your work environment, you want to try to build relationships. You want to have enough space and distance to be able to go home and not have to carry your stuff with you, right? Even if you have your own business, like this is either working in a work environment or having a business, either one of those. And so there really is an importance in making sure that you are balancing those coworker relationships or those partnership relationships so that you're able to let go when you're ready to go home at the end of the day and not have to carry any of that stuff with you. But I do think it's important to have friends too, because ultimately it's the 2 of Pentacles here that's the most important message, is striking the right balance, because you do want to be friendly and have friends. And sometimes work is the best way to make friends, right? Especially as we get older, we spend so much time with our work colleagues that we want to be friendly. But at the same time, I do think there's an importance in remembering not everybody needs to know everything about you, especially if you're going through anything or you have some difficult things, you don't have to tell everybody about it, because some relationships might get damaged by involving them in something that they don't need to be, or vice versa, right? You getting involved in somebody's drama might irrevocably change the balance in your work environment from a place of comfort to a place of discomfort, right? So just be careful with that. Ultimately, I'm seeing this butterfly being reflected in the lens. And so there's an importance of tapping into your own spiritual center with this too. Listen to your intuition. It's the most important thing. In your coworker relationship dynamics, just make sure you're listening to your intuition, that you're making sure that you're following the advice of your own heart. And if everything feels uncomfortable in a work situation, listen to that. It doesn't have to mean anything too big, but if you're feeling uncomfortable in some dynamic, there's something to be said for that, and it's important to keep that in mind. Anyway, pile number 1, I'm gonna leave you there. I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this, go ahead and give this video a like. Those likes are super helpful to the channel. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you're new. If you want a more detailed reading with me, I do offer private readings on my website. You can find information at www.junodrome.com. There's also a link in the description to my link tree. If you want all my socials, I'm everywhere, Instagram, you name it, I'm there. And also, that's it from me. So go ahead and leave a comment too if you like this video as well. We can have a discussion there. What's your work environment like? Does this reading resonate? Let me know. I'd love to hear you. All right, catch you later. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose the pile with this fun Shooting Stars card. This is going to be messages for what you need to know in your career right now. What are the career, business, money-making messages that are needed for you? Your card says dance under the stars. Dancing, dance. The dance of life, right? The juggling through things. Well, let's take a look at all these cards before I figure out what's going on. I'm going to put them all out here. We have Divine Timing. Excellent. We have the Hanged Man. Okay. Yep. I see exactly what's going on here. Divine Timing, Hanged Man. And we have the Eight of Swords. Wow. All right. I see where you're going here. And yep. The Eight of Cups. Okay, a very clear message. Life is a juggle. We're always juggling things, and it can seem like a struggle sometimes when we're not where we want to be and things are putting us in strange directions. I think for you, you're feeling really stuck in your career right now, and that's very clear by all of these cards. And so if you are feeling like you don't like where you are, or things aren't working out for the best, or ultimately like you're working on something, you're trying to put something together, you're on a trajectory, you know where you're going, you're building this career. It's not like you want to leave necessarily where you are, but where you are right now doesn't feel like it's giving you as much momentum as it once did, and it's leaving you feeling stuck and like, why am I even in this place? What's going on here, right? And so I think with that Divine Timing card, I think that's the most important thing to address, is that even if it doesn't feel like it, you are exactly where you need to be right now. You're in the right place at the right time, even though it might not feel like it, even though it feels like the momentum's not pushing you anywhere, even if it feels like you don't want to be where you are. Divine Timing is telling you that this is the right place, Now, with Shooting Stars, it's the wish upon a star message, definitely. So I think at the same time, even though you are exactly where you need to be, that doesn't mean you can't change things and move out of it, right? So the Hanged Man is a stuck card, right? But he's stuck because he's gaining wisdom in a certain area. So I do think that even if you feel stalled in your career right now, there's something to be gained in wisdom from this stall. Even if it's like learning what you don't want anymore, there's a true, powerful wisdom in embracing the stuck energy, being exactly where you are in this moment, and learning how to move and change things when you need to, right? So the Hanged Man, he gains these deep spiritual wisdom from being hung upside down. And so there is some deep wisdom to be gained from this place that you're in, even if you don't want to be here. And the Eight of Swords in this deck in particular gives us a little bit of a hint in that as well with this chrysalis here. It's important to remember that sometimes the situations that we don't want to be in can actually build something inside of us to help us transform into the person we need to be to get to actually where we want to be. And that's another part of that Divine Timing message, is to remind you that even if you're not where you want to be in this moment, there's still the ability to gain insight and wisdom and growth and spiritual growth here, right now, in order to become the person that you want to be and to move to where you want to go. Because it's possible that you can't get to the places you want to go until you do this internal transformation work. And sometimes sometimes we need a lot of space and time to do that kind of thing, that maybe it doesn't work out on the internal level the way that we think it should, right? We can't instantaneously go from one to the other. We have to go through this transition phase. And it's definitely possible that you've been through a stuck, held back transition phase for a while. But I think that if that's where you are, it's important to embrace that and embrace exactly where you are in this moment and be here now with that, and then use that to help move yourself forward into the future. So being exactly right here, right now, in this space, in this time, not feeling like you have to move into anything else, and embrace being hung up so that you can do this inner transformation work in this place to move you in the direction you want to go. Because ultimately, I do see you moving things away and moving away from where you are in the future. The Eight of Cups shows 8 cups usually that for a long time were really important to you and were helping you get to the places you wanted to go in life, but ultimately those 8 cups don't do it anymore. And so it takes a need to go out, wander out into the world to find the 9th and 10th cup. And so you are being encouraged, I think, eventually to do that work. But if you're not at the place right now where you can, that's all right as well, right? That means embrace where you are. If you're not there yet, that's okay. Be here now. Even if you're stuck, embrace it. Say, okay, I'm going to be stuck and hung up for a while. That's where I am. I'm just going to embrace that. I'm going to be present with it. I'm not going to try to escape it. I'm going to be in it. And then I'm going to learn everything I can from that, right? If that means like having to build some kind of nest egg for yourself so that once you finally are ready to leave, you can jump at an opportunity. It could be something like that. Whatever is going on here in your career, there is a need and a necessity to allow yourself to be present with it. And if you have to be here now and it's not working out for the best for you, that's okay too, right? So embrace being in that and use that to catapult yourself forward once those opportunities open up. Because the more that you can embrace this inner transformation and growth, the more you're going to be ready to hop and jump at the opportunities to move into something that's more fit for you or what you actually want once those opportunities come. But if you don't allow yourself to do the kind of internal growth and transformation necessary to get you to that point, there might not be an opportunity. Like once those opportunities come, you might not be ready. So just do as much as you can right here, right now, while you're held back, to get yourself to the place internally where you'll be able to make those steps and moves and journeys externally once they approach. So anyway, I'm going to leave you there, pile number 2. I hope that was helpful. Thanks for tuning in. If you want a private reading for me, they're available on my website, www.junodrome.com. I also have my socials on my Linktree. You can see that in the description. And if you go ahead and give this video a like, if you liked it, those likes help. Leave a comment for me too. That helps me too. Let's have a discussion. I'll talk back. It'd be fun to talk. I like talking to everybody in the comments. If you have any questions, you can always leave them in the comments. It's great. And that's it for me. I will catch you in the next one. Bye. Hi there, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is readings on your career and money-making ventures, what's going on in your job. We have this card here that says savor a sunrise. So there is a particular point here. We'll take a look at the rest of the cards in a moment, but to savor the sunrise means to see the little tiny things and appreciate the little tiny things that maybe are not obvious. So I think this is a little bit of a brief message, not to get too stuck in thinking about your career and your job in the mundane way and getting lost in this, I hate doing the same thing over and over again, but to see the small, little, tiny, fine details in your career that make you happy, and to focus on the beautiful, wonderful things that are available within whatever career you're in right now. Because I think maybe you're feeling a little bit stuck in the mundane side of things and the day-to-day, I have to do this, and I have to do this, and I have to do this, and then maybe getting bored with that. And so there's an importance of savoring the good things when they come up and the fun things and the exciting parts, and really noticing those once they happen to help you as you move forward, because we're always going to have things that we don't like about our job, whatever your job is. So what are the things that you do enjoy? And that's something to keep in mind in this moment. All right, let's take a look at the cards. We're going to throw them all out there here in just a moment. So we have nature. Interesting. Okay, so nature. Wow. All right. Manifestation. Yep. Okay. 5 of Swords. Yeah, that's that energy I was thinking of. And The Wheel of Fortune. All right. So, I do think too, it's interesting. There's the importance of nature as well. So I don't know what your job is. I don't know if you work in nature. I think some people may here. Not everybody does though. Maybe there's opportunities within your work environment to be outside more in it. And so I think maybe you should take that opportunity, even if it's like a lunch break kind of a thing, or, if you have any breaks at work, something that could help you break up the mundane things. Or if you work for yourself, you do your own business, consciously take breaks during the day to go outside. I think that's a big, huge message here, because I think that's going to help you feel a bit more calm and less like you're stuck in the grind day-to-day things, especially with that savor of the sunset, really taking the opportunity and outside of work as well, to take the opportunity to really embrace the beautiful, actually embrace nature in general, I think would be really important for you, and maybe helping you break out of that feeling as though, you're stuck in the rote, mundane side of things. Really take the time to appreciate all of the breaks that you have by getting out there, really manage your home time and your leisure time in an important way, so that you can feel as though you're really comfortable in your day-to-day life, so that the job feels a little bit more comfortable too. With that manifestation here, I do think you're working on a powerful manifestation and bringing that into the world here. And so, especially if you do anything creative or anything like that, I do think there's an important message as well of taking some time out in nature where you're not having to do anything, so that you can get inspiration. And I think that's a big, huge thing here too, is that there is a necessity to gain inspiration from your leisure time in general. And actually, I think that maybe you'll get in some really powerful wisdom and insights and ideas about your job and your money-making venture by taking time off and really getting outside and really getting back to nature. As much as that might seem like something that is a waste of time, it's not, because I think that by not doing this, you will end up wasting more time trying to force something to come out, especially some kind of idea or mental situation within your work time. Whereas I think if you just took a brief moment, like I said, taking some breaks and going outside where you don't have to think about your work stuff anymore, I think you might end up finding yourself far more productive in whatever it is you're working on, because your productivity will go up by you having time to relax. And I think, like I said before, I think maybe you'll get some really powerful insights and ideas that are needed for you in your work environment, where, and horns outside for confirmation on that one, where you will feel comfortable in yourself and in life enough that, you have that creative flow, those creative juices, and really getting in the zone in order to produce the kinds of things you want to do. And that's, I think, will get you out of feeling stuck, because the Five of Swords is feeling really stuck. And so I think particularly if you have any kind of writer's block, or you have any kind of stuck energy at all in your work environment, whatever it is, you take it for you. I think in order to get out of that, taking some time outside and Wheel of Nature, I think is going to be really fortunate for you, because with the Wheel of Fortune, it's like, it's almost instantaneous. I feel like you as soon as you take a break and really get outside, take some time, take some deep breaths, particularly if you're working towards nighttime, maybe see the sunset, take some time to watch the sunset. And in that moment, you'll have that kind of exact inspiration that you need. I think if you build that into your work schedule of time to do that, very purposeful time where you're doing nothing, I think you'll get a lot, right? Like meditation, sometimes we get powerful inspiration through meditation, and meditation work might be helpful for you as well. Some time where you just don't have to think, letting go of needing to think will actually, in the long run, I think, make you feel more productive and more like you can get to the places you want to go in your work. All right, everybody, I'm gonna leave you there. Thank you so much for tuning in, pile number 3. If you would like a private reading from me, they are available on my website. You can find information at www.junodrome.com. I'd love to hear from all of you. And that's it for me. Go ahead and leave a comment, leave a like, do all of that stuff. That's helpful for me. Subscribe if you're new. Welcome to all our new subscribers. We gained something like 58 subscribers in the last 7 days. It's insane. So thank you for joining. I'm so excited to have you with us. It's a fun ride. It's a wild ride for sure. All right, everybody, I'll catch you later. Bye.